World War III warning: what would happen if North Korea's hydrogen bomb hit New York? Tested: the regime's sixth and largest ever nuclear test blast deep inside a mountain on September 3. The hydrogen bomb test caused earthquakes of 5.6 and 6.1 magnitude that were felt in South Korea and Japan, and experts suggest the explosion could have yielded the energy of at least 150 kilotons worth of TNT. And in response, gave a hardline speech to the United Nations in New York this week, warning he would totally destroy if threatened. Pyongyang branded UN sanctions hostile as tensions continue to escalate, with both Kim Jong-un and Mr. Trump trading threats. A furious Kim Jong-un said in a statement, "I will surely and definitely tame the mentally deranged U.S. dotard with fire." The statement sparked anger from Mr. Trump, who warned Kim Jong-un of North Korea, who is obviously a madman who doesn't mind starving or killing his people, will be tested like never before. Now Express.co.uk reveals exactly what would happen if North Korea dropped a hydrogen bomb on New York, and how many people would be killed in the deadly blast. According to Newsmap, if a 150 kilotons H-bomb was dropped right on top of New York City Hall, it would create a fireball with radius of around 109 square kilometers. The Supreme Court would go up in flames, along with the city's public library and the Lower Manhattan Hospital. The core of a nuclear bomb can reach 150 million Fahrenheit, 66 million Celsius, many times hot enough to vaporize rock, metal, and humans to nothingness. And Newsmap estimates the blast would cause 385,660 deaths and 632,540 injuries. A 20 pounds per square inch blast radius will spread to a 4.2 kilometers squared around City Hall, encompasses the financial district and its Charging Bull statue, the 9/11 Museum and Memorial, the One World Observatory Tower and around a third of the Brooklyn Bridge. The website suggested this type of attack would see heavily built concrete buildings severely damaged or demolished in the explosion, while a 5 pounds per square inch air blast, where most residential buildings collapse, would cover 18.6 square kilometers, destroying huge swathes of Brooklyn and encroaching into Midtown Manhattan and even parts of the east of New Jersey. Those living or working within 11.8 square kilometers of the strike, within lower New York and the financial district, are expected to see a 50 to 90% mortality rate thanks to radiation, with death taking between several hours and several weeks. And neighborhoods including the East Village, Two Bridges, Greenwich Village and Stuyvesant Town would be instantly leveled to remain uninhabitable for decades. Thermal radiation causing third-degree burns would spread up to 68.4 square kilometers from impact point, leaving those around monuments such as the Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island with horrific injuries. Newsmap says, third-degree burns extend throughout the layers of skin, and are often painless because they destroy the pain nerves. They can cause severe scarring or disablement, and can require amputation. If the hydrogen bomb was dropped a little more north in the city, such as on Trump Tower near Central Park, the financial district would survive much of the initial impact. But the city's biggest landmarks, such as the Rockefeller Center, the Chrysler Building, the Empire State Building, Broadway and the United Nations headquarters would all come within the bomb's radiation radius. The entirety of Central Park would be destroyed by the massive fireball, and in this instance NucMap estimates the blast would cause a whopping 792,630 deaths and 711,150 injuries. Finally, there's the fallout. The spread of nuclear fallout is irregular because it depends on the direction of the wind, but it can be carried over hundreds of miles. According to the National Academies and the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, fallout is worst at the explosion's epicenter, but deadly levels of radiation can be observed from miles away. When the Chernobyl nuclear power plant in Ukraine suffered a meltdown in 1986, increased levels of radiation were noted as far as Wales, over 2,300 kilometers, 1,400 miles, away. In terms of a New York strike, the estimated levels of radiation fallout, on a 15 miles per hour wind, could be anywhere between 23.3 kilometers and 6,480 kilometers squared, based on fallout contour being between 1,000 rads per hour and 1 per hour. If a nuclear bomb were to strike City Hall, the fallout would affect most of the United States, reaching as far as Dallas, Kansas City, Chicago, along with major cities such as New York and Toronto. But North Korea's bomb is expected to be more powerful than the Chernobyl explosion, meaning a strike could even affect as far as San Francisco and Los Angeles on the west coast, as well as Mexico, the Caribbean and even parts of the north of South America such as Venezuela. While the estimate levels of radiation fallout, on a 15 miles per hour wind, could be anywhere between 23.3 kilometers and 6,480 kilometers squared, based on fallout contour being between 1,000 rads per hour and 1 per hour. The warning comes as a minor earthquake hit North Korea, sparking fears the rogue state has launched a fresh missile test. China said this morning an explosion was registered.